Hi, my name is Amna Osman, CEO at Nashville CARES. Our mission is to end the HIV epidemic in Middle Tennessee through services, advocacy, and prevention. These Fireside Chats are conversations for you. They're conversations that we want you to hear so you can focus on yourself and you can really take care of you. It is a conversation and a chat for you. So hi, Jerome. It's so good to see you after the last time. I know it's been a while.
Too. No,
yeah,
it's always good to see good people.
Yeah,
you know?
Thank you.
For sure.
And so as we think about ending the HIV epidemic and really looking at healthy people and healthy communities, what do we need to do about the topic of sexual health?
I think just having more people talk about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Destigmatize it.
Right.
Have people be more comfortable and create more brave spaces to have open dialogue about sexual health. What does that mean? Why is it not up there? Like we talk about affordable housing or hunger or poverty. Why is it not up there? Because it's a part of our everyday life, right? It's nutritional, right? If you're gonna participate in it, you gotta do it in a safe way. You gotta do it in a way with integrity, a way with responsibility, right?
I talk about the ABC approach a lot, abstinence, be faithful, use condoms, right? And we've seen strategies like that work in other parts of the world. Here in the United States, we have all the technology, the tools, the strategies to end the HIV epidemic and to really be able to help people be sexually healthy as it relates to all the sexually transmitted infections and how do you stay safe and how do you have healthy relationships. So what do you think's impeding us and how do we go about starting that conversation? I know you do a lot around social change and really being able to talk about deep issues. And this is one that I think we need to start having the conversation because we see the numbers rising, especially among Black and brown communities. We're disproportionately affected by HIV.
I think like anything, like most things, the household, right? The family is the nucleus of, especially the Black and brown community. It's always been the nucleus. So I think parents, guardians have to start having that conversation in the household first.
Right.
I think that's where it starts. Introducing your kids, grandkids, whatever, when you feel is appropriate to talk about sexual health and what that means and what that looks like and how it is a part of just your everyday health.
Right.
There may be somebody at your dinner table during these holidays that you want to have a conversation about, sexual health, what that means, what that looks like. What are you experiencing? I'm going through this.
Right.
I think this is a good time to start having those conversations, especially if you can do it with people you already know, love, and trust. But it's kind of funny though, because when you talk about sexual health, this is like a new modern thing, right? What's your body count, right?
Exactly.
What's your body count? Is that a proper sexual health question to ask? Does it matter? I think we just need to do more about it, but it starts in the household, and I think it evolves out to community with people like yourself who are experts, but also just making it people feel like it's a welcoming space. It's okay to talk about it. It's all right. It's part of your everyday life.
And so how do we start to build that awareness and that education of not only our parents and, our caretakers, but really our peers?
Well,
and that conversation of peer-to-peer, deep conversations.
What my mama told me? She said, keep it in your pants unless it'll fall off.
Right.
And so it's like, keep it in your pants. Yes. And she said a little more vulgar than that. She's like, keep it in your pants.
Yeah.
And so I think too, with that communication in the household, like how we have those communications and what words are we using and not using like scare tactics, I think, using more positive, I think, language. But that's something like adults and parents have to be taught and maybe unlearn and learn some things to really have those type of conversations. Yeah. So it's a lot of education and awareness that definitely need to be built around adults so they can communicate it accurately and appropriately for the child or whoever their kids or their students with the youth in their community, whatever.
And it's also age appropriate.
Yeah, get tested,
right? Know your status. People living with HIV are not the folks that are passing the virus. It's the people that don't know.
Right.
Because people who are, living with HIV can take their medication and within months they're undetectable. Undetectable equals untransmittable.
Yeah.
So you cannot pass the virus if you're undetectable. The Nashville CARES is really moving into a comprehensive sexual health approach, talking about our physical health, talking about our mental health, and talking about our sexual health, and really talking about whole health.
Yeah.
People need to have whole health in order to be able to thrive. Those are real issues that we need to have conversations about. The fear of we can't talk about sex or abstinence only. I say abstinence is part of the solution, but it's not the only solution to be able to have healthy people.
And then having ambassadors, right?
Right, like ambassadors. I love
having
that.
Ambassadors, people that are credible messengers, people that are, respected in their own right in community to be open and take that initial step in talking about it. And then I think a lot of times, that opens up other people's minds and hearts to also want to have that dialogue.
Right.
So hopefully, that's why I'm here.
Yeah, you're an ambassador. I am so glad I met you, Jerome, because hey, you're an ambassador for change.
I'm down to talk about it, right? And I'm down to talk about my own experience in any other way, especially if it's going to help youth, make better decisions than I did growing up.
Education matters. Yeah. And I think it's really important continuing to have the conversation and creating trust and a safe space to have those conversations. But how do we start to infuse these conversations about sexual health so we can have healthy people and whole people? It's really, really important. So one thing I want to say, what are you going to commit to as we leave today, as we're going into the holidays, to support us to continue to elevate the conversation around sexual health?
One thing I can do is I can be an ambassador. I can continue to push the awareness of sexual health and how it needs to be elevated around conversation when it comes about health in general.
Okay.
Maybe it's just asking people like, hey, like, how's your sexual health? Or we talking about mental health, physical health, spiritual health. Well, how's your sexual health? You good? You okay? Right. Maybe that's what I can do and start off with my inner circle.
That's amazing start.
And then spread out. And then it's like, again, like having you on, talking to you more on the things I do about sexual health and amplifying the conversation, which hopefully leads to more conversations and more education and more learning and unlearning about what we believe and know about sexual health and what that means to our life.
Well, that's a great start. Yeah. I appreciate it. And Nashville CARES is here to talk about sexual health because we care. Yeah. And we really want to make sure that everybody in our community, in our society is healthy and thriving. So I look forward to continuing to chat with you.
I'm an ally.
Thank you so much. So we have here Jerome, an ambassador for Nashville CARES. Really appreciate everything that you've done. Thank you for coming and talking to me and having this conversation. And I really look forward to our relationship and to doing some great work and making sure that folks are whole and they are sexually healthy, mentally healthy, and physically healthy.
Well, thank you for the opportunity and thank you for trailblazing this conversation and the work that you've done, not just here in Nashville, but globally. So we need people like you to challenge people like myself to continue having these conversations and when it's not in the forethought of our minds, right?
Thank you.
So I appreciate you and thank you for the education I've been able to receive. And I'm here to help. And I'm excited about helping as much as I can when it comes to sexual health.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And together in unity, we're stronger, right?
But definitely.
Yes. Thanks so much, Jerome. I appreciate it. Thank you.